guys, I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is Days of Our Lives edition. Today is Friday, yay! November the 3rd, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all, I'm gonna give Lee a 10, and everybody else can just tag along because he I loved it. I loved it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to like, comment to let me know you were here, and subscribe to the channel. Sloan and Eric. So we start off with Sloan and Eric. You remember yesterday he was talking to Marlena and he was telling her everything about how he was feeling about Nicole being married and how he was happy that she had met him there. She said, "But you told me it was urgent, so I came on home. And now you're telling me you want to get married." And he says, "Yes, I want to get married to you, girl. Let's get married." And she was like, "This is sudden. Like, why all of a sudden?" Then we flash back to him talking to Nicole and him asking Nicole, "Do you care about EJ?" And she says, "Yeah, part of her is in love with EJ and everything." So he's marrying Sloan really to bury his feelings for Nicole. But we ought to bury his feelings for Nicole, but we already knew that, right? We already knew that. So she ends up saying yes. So they're about to get married. So Eric goes over to Marlena's and he's all dressed up in his suit and everything. And she was like, "What you doing all dressed up?" He says, "I'm going to a wedding." She said, "A wedding? Whose wedding?" He said, "Mine." And she said, say what now? What you talking about?" So he explains everything about Sloan. And she said, "Eric, I told you to take some time and think about this. You're not a man that makes these rash decisions, and this feels a little rash." So she was, in a way, she was trying to make sure he was good with this and he wasn't rushing this. And he actually had time to think about this because, Nicole's getting married. Now all of a sudden you want to get married. He said, "No, mama, I'm good. This is what I want to do. And I want you to officiate the wedding." And she said, "All right, I'll do it if this what makes you happy." And he said, "All right, come on." So then we see Sloan is there and she's talking. "You got that man. You worked and you got him. You about to put a ring on it." So then Sloan goes over to Eric's and everything, and they're all sitting. No, wait. Roman and Brady come over first. Roman and Brady come over and they're like, "He's getting married." And so they're like, "Okay, let's get married." And Sloan comes in. Her dress was a little short to me, but Sloan got legs for days. And but her dress, it was cute for what it was. If you don't have anything else, she didn't have enough time to get a wedding dress or anything. He sprung it on her, so she wore what she had, and it was cute for what it was and everything. So then we see they do end up, So anyways, Brady, Marlena, and Roman are talking after Sloan and Eric leaves, and they just said, "We hope she treats him good." I said, "You better hope he treats her well." I mean, because he the one that's in love with somebody else marrying this girl. He not the only victim, but he is the victim when it comes to this baby. So then Sloan talks to Eric and they're husband and wife now, so they doing everything. And so she talks to him and she says, "Are you sure this is what you want?" I said, "Girl, it's too late to be asking this man now. You're married." And he said, "Yes, why would you say that?" And she said, "Because there was a moment in the ceremony when you looked a little unsure." And he said, "No, this is exactly what I'm wanting. I want you to be my wife, and they're gonna have a family and stuff." And so they're gonna enjoy their wedding night. And I said, "Okay, then, girl, you got him." She got him. Whether I personally didn't want her with him, and I know a lot of people don't like Sloan, and so they don't want Eric with Sloan. But I personally like Sloan, and Eric and I could take her lead. So I don't want her with him, but it is what it is. Either way, we're gonna see how this all plays out. So then we go over here to Nicole and Chad. So Nicole and Chad are talking, and she tells him, they're talking about Gabby and Stefan coming in and ruining Nicole and EJ's day, but they were like, it doesn't even matter because whatever they're planning, whatever they're trying to do there, it's not gonna work and everything, right? And so then Nicole talks to Stefan about Stephanie. I'm sorry. Nicole talks to Chad about Stephanie, and she says, maybe one day you better hope that Gabby and Stefan don't do anything to you and Stephanie's wedding. And Chad gets this look, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to presume." And so then we had to listen to Chad tell Nicole everything that's going on with him and Stephanie, and her advice. Because I'm not about to hold you long on this, because there's a better part of this story I'm trying to get to. Her advice to Chad was, listen, I lost the love of, somebody who is felt like my soulmate, the love of my life. I said, girl, that is EJ's brother you talking to. She said, let me straighten this out. Okay. She said, so I lost the love of my life, whether it be divorce or death. You'll always have feelings for them, but I know at the end that they want you to be happy, and Abigail would want you to be happy and find love again. And she wouldn't want you to be miserable and everything. So just be happy. And he says, you gave wise advice. And she said, where you going? He said, I'm about to go find Stephanie. I said, please, Harry, because Stephanie is over here with Everett. And she finds out that Xander has given him a job at the paper, because y'all know Gwen left. So they had to have an editor in chief. Is it editor in chief? Anyways, they had to have that at the paper, and he's going to take this job over because he has a background in all of that. And she said, you always wanted to work like in the big city, always chasing the big stories. He said, listen, right now I need a job. After what happened to me and I wasn't able to get back to work, I didn't have a job when I woke up. So this will work. Plus, and she said, plus it's my hometown. He said that too. And he was like, Stephanie, I can't help like what happened or whatever. And he said, but tell me more about your boyfriend. Does he know I'm here? And she said, no, I haven't had a chance to tell him. She was making excuses because you had a chance to tell Chad. You just chose not to. Because instead of telling Chad, you were sitting there looking at that picture of you and Everett that you kept on your phone. Why? I don't know. Okay, mama. Mm-hmm. So she kept that picture of Everett on her phone. You had a chance to tell Chad, but she tells him it's not that big of a deal. And then he says, now I saw y'all fighting. He said, I couldn't listen, but I saw y'all fighting. She said, so it's creepy that you were just watching us and then you followed me home. He said it wasn't like that. And she's like, she finally tells him while she was fighting with Chad and everything going on with his wife, with his wife dying and everything. He said, that's risky. You put yourself in a risky situation because you don't know if he will return your feelings. And she said, yeah, I know. Right. And so then, they continue to talk, and he obviously wants to be with her, but they continue to talk, and she's, how Stephanie does. She just telling him everything pretty much, getting a sympathetic ear from him. And then he says her, do you still like the pumpkin lattes and all that? I hate fall just because of this. I hate like the spices, pumpkin, and all. Ugh, everything is flavored with it during the fall. But my favorite season is spring. Anyways, getting back to this story. I'm sorry. Stephanie is borderline not that entertaining. Even with Chad, she's not entertaining. I like Chad with Abigail. I never saw them as boring, but with her, and now you brought Everett in, and I said, oh, so this is gonna be a storyline. Okay. So they go and get something to drink, and then when they come back walking through the park again, he's giving her a hug because she says, "Thank you for just listening to me." Just comforting her, and at this time or whatever, just being a someone she can lean into an ear. And he's like, "You're welcome." So they're giving each other a hug. He didn't say it like that, but that's how I heard it. Let's move on. Oh God. So then we go over here to Gabby, EJ, and Stephen. Now he left his wedding and went up to the room with them. And why they celebrating with this man champagne he had for his wedding? But anyways, they go up to the room with him, and they tell him, yes, sir, we got them votes. And he said, what? And they said, yeah, we got leads. And so they tell him about blackmailing him and everything. And he was like, why would y'all do that to that man? And they said, he tried to kill Stephen. And he said, baby, EJ was calling Gabby all kind of names. I said, whoa, but he always have. That's one thing EJ has he always said he didn't care for Gabby. But anyways, he they're telling him, we got it. We got the votes that we need. Sorry, y'all, I'm rolling up me a little play mat. We got the votes that we needed, so everything else doesn't matter, and you're going to be out of your position. So go ahead and pack your stuff up, because anything you don't get out the office, trash, because we've called a shareholders meeting, and it's going to meet this afternoon, and you're going to be out. So enjoy your extended honeymoon. They was talking big noise to EJ, and EJ said, listen, you know what, y'all wrong. I know how y'all got all this to happen, because y'all blackmailed some people and y'all did some trickery and stuff. But please believe, don't think this is the end of this war. Which we're gonna see. And Gabby and Stephen are just like, what? It is what it is, whatever. It is what it is. And so he tells her, I'm about to go down to the office. She said, you want me to come with you? He said, no, just stay here and enjoy. So she's supposed to stay at home. She's supposed to be at home. I don't know what happened. So then EJ goes to Nicole and he tells her, they got the votes and they voted me out. And she says, you know what, EJ, let's not even worry about that tonight. We're not going to even worry about that tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to be back on our stuff and we're going to get you back into your rightful position. But for right now, we're not going to even worry about that. What we're going to worry about is going ahead and enjoying our honeymoon night. And she said, let's go back down into this. Now, why they go into the secret passage? Hmm. They went into the secret. She wanted to go into the secret room and be with him. Hmm. Anyways, that's it with that, y'all. So before Marlena was all with Eric and his wedding and everything, she was on the phone with Lee. And she was telling Lee, listen, Lee, I know you've been through a lot. And he was telling her, thank you for the session, Marlena. Everything is working out fine. It really, he says, Gabby is dead to me. And she was like, Lee. And he said, no, I don't mean it like that. But the whole time she can't see it because she's on the phone with him. He twirling that little knife. I said, Lee, Lee, what's going on? I said, see that, Gabby, this is why you should leave people alone. That man was moving on from you and you made this man snap. He has snapped. So, anyways, Marlena just says, listen, let me go ahead and have another session with you, and we're gonna keep working on this, and you just keep focusing on you and leaving Gabby alone. And he says, no, 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 you really are helping me or whatever. So then Lee and she said, Lee, what you doing? So Lee talks to Wendy and he said, oh, I was gonna prepare dinner. And she said, huh. She said, but you told me that Gabby was in danger. You left a message. She said, oh, no, it was nothing like that. And so he proceeds to tell her about Gabby and Stefan, excuse me, taking his shares from him. And she was like, how? He said, it doesn't even matter. They got him. And I love Gabby and look how she treats me. And she was like, Gabby isn't worth your time, Lee, and I don't want you doing anything, because he tells her, I want Gabby to suffer. I want her to live in misery. And she says, Lee, and he says, no, I don't want to be the one to do it. Like, I'm over it. I'm not going to do anything to her. But, because Winnie tells him she's not worth your time, Lee. And you need to focus on something else. And so then he starts telling her about going to his sessions with Marlena and how it opened up about his ex that he really was in love with and how she was taken away from him and everything. And he can see the similarities with that relationship and his father taking her away, and then this relation with Gabby, and he feeling like Stefan's taking her away. He can see it all, right? And she was like, yeah. And so she just tells him, Lee, focus on you. And he tells her, I'm good. I'm gonna focus on me. I'm not gonna worry about Gabby. It is what it is. I'm moving on with my life. But father is gonna be so upset and he's gonna try to control my life when he finds out the shares are no longer there. So he was not looking forward to that. So then Trip hits Wendy up because they had a date and she said, I'm going to cancel. He said, no, don't cancel. One of us needs to be happy. Go ahead and do your thing. She didn't really want to leave him, but she was like, it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave, right? And so she leaves. Next thing we know, Wendy is, I guess her date, excuse me, y'all. Her date with Trip is over and she's calling Lee on the phone. And she's leaving him a message because he didn't pick up. So she's calling him and she's just telling him, you're better off without Gabby. You're a good guy. Focus on you. Leave Gabby alone. I'm sorry everything happened with you and everything. And then they pan to her leaving this message and we see Lee on the floor. And Stefan burst into the apartment and Gabby is there and Lee has been stabbed in the back. He's been stabbed in the back. So it's like, why are you over here, Gabby? Why is Lee stabbed in the back? Like, what's going on? What's going on? We don't know. I said, Days. Now, I've been talking about you, Days. I've been calling you mid. I've been saying you're not good. I mean, like, it's giving 6 or whatever. But, Days, even when they're giving a 6 episode, it's still better than most of these soaps out here. But I've been like, y'all ain't giving what you're supposed to give to me. But this episode did it for me. Like, on a Friday episode, I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to this storyline now to see exactly how this all went down with Lee and how it's going down. Um, but anyways, but I hope he's not leaving the show. I hope like he can get help and he's not dead because I don't know. But Gabby's holding that knife. I wonder, is this gonna be a mystery like Abigail? But I didn't hear. But I haven't been reading the spoilers because I haven't heard that Lee was leaving the show. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. It is the weekend. Y'all be safe, be blessed. Go out, have fun, and enjoy your life. and everything. And I will speak to you on Monday for all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps Days of Our Lives edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.